Toji Fushiguro. This name first shook the anime world some 2.5 years ago, becoming the physique that almost everyone wanted to achieve. 2.5 years later, a new name emerges, Maki Zen'in. They stand out because they have no cursed energy at all and still outperform sorcerers born with cursed techniques. They are fast, strong, and they have a body many desire. Let's dive into what makes them the worst nightmare of sorcerers. The first thing you see is that those two characters have an incredible muscle mass, attainable naturally. They have a well-defined V-taper, so that means bolder shoulders, popping lats, small waist, and they have low body fat, as we can see from these images. These elements will be our priority. The pecs, arms and traps will be trained with the same intensity because we don't want to create imbalances. Their legs don't stand out that much, so we won't stress them with hypertrophy. Instead, we will strengthen them. The second main feature of these two monsters is their inhuman strength. Toji literally throws cars. Okay, at his son, but that's another story. The whole body will be more focused on strength rather than mass. Mass will follow, but strength is more important than mass to achieve their level. And don't forget that a stronger muscle is a bigger muscle. If you want to know more about the muscular system, check my video on the matter and you'll learn everything you need to know. The lower body will be more force focused than the upper body because the legs are really strong. Also, giving them too much mass will be bad for a cardiovascular system because the system will have to pump a lot of blood to move this mass, and this will fatigue you. Now their main feature, speed. Speed is too general, but let's say they're incredibly fast, change direction even in the air. Of course, they're anime characters, and jump high, really high. It's like they control the space around them. The best way to achieve this is with plyometrics. Plyometrics are exercises that train your body to move faster and more powerfully by using quick, explosive movements. They work by rapidly stretching a muscle and then immediately contracting it, like when you quickly squat down and jump or catch and throw a ball forcefully. This stretch and explode action helps your muscles and tendons act like springs, producing more force in less time. But be careful, this can be bad for you if you have existing problems, like knee, hips or spine problems, or are a pure beginner in the world of sport. I recommend you go and watch a video that talks about this. We will apply plyometrics only on the lower body, since the lower body is giving that speed and explosiveness we want. One thing that we see is that they never fatigue. After almost ending the whole clan, Maki went and fought Naoya with ease, not even fatigued. Toji is the same. These two characters sure have a lot of cardio and this should be taken into account. Alongside cardio, we have combat skills. Even though I can't say for sure what type of martial arts they are using, we can assume that it is Wing Chun, since Gojo used it and is a common martial art in the anime world. This will give you speed and close combat skill. Also, Wing Chun has combat weapons so that, like Toji and Maki, you can fight with weapons. With Wing Chun, boxing is needed. Throwing punches that break bones will only work with boxing, since it's mainly made for heavy punches. This will give you force to your speed and skill acquired from Wing Chun. One last thing to note is that they are flexible. We didn't see it as much in the anime, but in the manga panels, we see Maki bringing her leg up with ease. Toji can also bring his arms far behind him. Also, stretching will prevent injuries and will give more range of motion to your muscles. Now we have everything we need to know, and here is the workout plan. The plan is presented as follows. The exercise, number of working sets times the number of reps. As I said, force is more useful to achieve this physique, but I didn't neglect hypertrophy. From 1 to 5 reps, we mainly train for force, from 6 to 10 functional hypertrophy, and from 11 to 12-15 mainly mass, not that much strength. 1 or 2 sets is all you need. Beyond that, you just damage your muscle and recovery will be impaired. Often, people think that only the muscle needs to recover, but forget that the nervous system commands the muscle. And let me tell you that the nervous system can take up to 72 plus hours to recover from a high intensity workout. So we will keep our strength training at an optimal 1 to 2 sets per day. And if you add cardio, combat training and stretching, your body will not function properly on high frequency, high volume. Let's start with upper one. Weighted pull-ups is by far the best exercise for the back. If you keep your hands at shoulder width or a bit wider, it will give you that splendid V-taper and strength. Weighted dips will give strength to your shoulders, triceps and pecs. Do it on rings if you can, it will be better because your body will have to stabilize itself and recruit more muscles. Lateral raises will give you those bolder shoulders for the V-taper. You can either do them with dumbbells or with cables. The dumbbell shoulder press will give your front delts massive strength. This will be useful for punches and pushing. And biceps curls will give your arms thickness and strength. Upper 2. Weighted chin-ups will bring an even greater definition to your V-taper by directly targeting the lats. It will also work the biceps and rear delts. Only one working set here because this is a dangerous exercise. Loading yourself and performing this can tear your biceps, so I kept it at a 9 to 10 rep range for only one working set. Incline dumbbell press will create the roundness of your pecs and will build pushing strength. If you have a big rib cage, keep the angle at 45 degrees, and if your rib cage is normal, keep the angle at around 30 degrees. These will also work your front delts. Once again, lateral raises for both your shoulders. Reverse cable flies for the mid-back, but primarily for the rear delt to create nice round shoulders and definition in the mid-back. And finally, cable overhead extension for triceps. Since we already trained the triceps in the short position with the dips, we have to train them in the stretched position. This stretched position is the most important one for triceps mass. As you can see, some exercises have a rep range of 6 to 7, while others 9 to 10. The 6 to 7 will be best suited for strength, and the 9 to 10 will be best for mass. The 6 to 7 rep range also give you muscle mass, do not worry about that. Moving on to lower body. As I said, we will prioritize strength and explosiveness, so this is why the 5 to 6 rep range will prioritize strength and just a touch of hypertrophy. Lower 1. Barbell squats are by far the best exercise for the quads, at least in my opinion. This will give you vertical strength and overall leg strength. Romanian deadlifts are excellent for the hamstrings, lower back and glutes. This will strengthen your posterior chain and will give you strength in lifting heavy objects. Calf raises will prepare your calves when you will need to jump high, so strength is needed too. I added in the lower one the traps because in the upper days we already did everything we need to do, and in the lower one we don't need more exercises for the legs. So shrugs will be helpful if you have to carry heavy objects and will give a better look to your physique, making your body look bigger. And finally, the banana. That's how I call this exercise. Make sure to have your lower back flat on the ground and lift up your legs to maintain a rigid posture. This exercise will strengthen your core, absolutely important for heavy lifting and posture maintenance, and will not bulk up your abs or waist. Hold the position for as many seconds as possible. And finally, lower 2, which will be the plyometrics day. We will start with box jumps to build the vertical explosiveness we need. For all the exercises that will follow, you do as many explosive reps as you can. So if you feel less explosive or if you feel that you are using too much strength, stop right there and take 2 to 3 minutes of rest. Next, we have broad jumps to build the strength of your jumps. To some degree, this will also help for sprinting. Hurdle jumps are a mix between vertical and horizontal explosiveness. Be careful, this exercise requires some serious training. Lateral bounce to help you change direction fast and give you lateral explosiveness. And finally, the banana again, to strengthen your core. For these 4 days of training, there are some things you should know. Always have 2 warm-up sets per exercise. The rest between every set, including the warm-up sets, should be between 2 to 3 minutes. If you feel that you haven't yet recovered from the set, give yourself an extra minute. Always have water with you and carefully prepare your joints before the heavy lifting. And finally, use a lifting belt if you feel more comfortable with it. Every upper morning day, you will have to run 30 minutes at a comfortable pace. The pace should be maintained throughout the whole session, and I recommend you to breathe through your nose to build lasting endurance. Every lower morning day, you will be training for combat. Try alternating between boxing and Wing Chun. Even if you don't have the equipment needed for these sports, try shadow boxing or shadow Wing Chun fighting. Doing something is still better than doing nothing. Don't overdo the combat training. Just break a sweat, keep your heart rate steady, and practice for 30 to 45 minutes. On every rest day morning or night, stretch for about 30 minutes. Try stretching like gymnasts, because let's be honest, they have incredible flexibility. And for the love of God, keep the rest days. Don't be actively resting, and certainly don't add any workout. This workout is designed for a proper balance between everything. If you still run or work out on the rest days, you will feel the impact on your recovery. This workout is best suited for 1 day on, 1 day off. Meaning that Monday, for example, you start with upper 1, Tuesday is rest day, Wednesday is lower 1, Thursday is rest day, Friday upper 2, Saturday rest day, Sunday lower 2, and Monday rest day, and so on and so forth. Some weeks you will have 4 working days and some weeks 3. Once again, this is best suited for 1 day on, 1 day off. But if you can't do it, do 1 day on, 2 days off. This will work too. One last thing, if you want to lose weight, try to be in a caloric deficit. If you try to put on a bit of weight, be on a caloric surplus. And if you think that the body fat is great and you just want muscle mass, be on a caloric maintenance or not more than 200 kilocalories surplus. For this, you will need to know your BMR and TDEE. If you have no idea where to start with nutrition, I made a video about the basics of nutrition. I talk about the foundations of nutrition, macronutrients and micronutrients. If you want to see another physique on here, let me know in the comments and I will for sure look into it. That was everything I had to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you found what you were looking for. Have a great day, have a great week. We will meet next time for some other video. Like always, take care.